special teams battle, do you think? Is it going to come down to that? And if so, is it going to be a battle of wits between your guy and O'Shea, two pretty good coordinators?
I don't know. I hadn't looked at it that way. I thought more so, I guess because I'm more familiar with Chris Jones, it'd be more of a deal where it'd be our offense against their very aggressive defense. And, I think O'Shea hasn't been as tricky as he has, but that team's very familiar with me and those coaches and some of these guys, so they may have a lot of tricks with their sleeves.
Is Shalogan a no-go?
He's a no-go. He's still progressing, but he's not ready.
So you have pretty well the same defensive front as you did last week?
Correct.
What do you think about what did they do last week that you think it can carry over to this week?
Well, the biggest thing is now we want to go in there with a different mindset. The thing I told them is we got to get after the quarterback. We got to be able to stop the run first and foremost, and after that we got to get after the quarterback. We have to make them uneasy.
What kind of quarterback do you typify Jarius Jackson as?
The thing about Jarius, I like Jarius. He's a runner, but at the same time, he's veteran enough to know that, have the poise to stay in the pocket. So he's a veteran thing. He still has that threat because he can run and he can pass the ball. And, you still don't know what you're going to get in because he hadn't played in a while and not enough film out there on him.
Roof may be open. Sorry, they say it's going to be closed. Does that make a difference to you?
No, these guys will probably be real happy. They will be real happy that it's warm. I can tell you that right now. We may even be excited and play faster because it's been cool the last couple of days, so they'll welcome the warm.
Does that alter the game plan at all?
No, it doesn't alter at all. I mean, the big thing about it, like I said, is we've been playing against wind and all that good stuff in the last couple of days, so the guys, they'll be able to adapt to it. Like I said, it'll be like an Eastern vacation for them.
Has this been an evolution of Darian Durant the last two games, the type of quarterback he's going to become?
I can't say that. I think, the one thing about this team is we're able to adapt to any situation, and he's adapting to a situation now, where he's sitting in the pocket. And like I said, there's some times when he will run, but I think it's just a part of his maturation process and saying I don't have to every single time. There's some times when I can just throw it away.
Do you prefer him in the pocket?
I prefer him to help us score. Yep.
Eddie Russ back in the backfield this week. Is going to be changes back there?
Well, Eddie Russ will be on. Yeah, Eddie Russ will be on, and then we have one or two guys. Like I said, we'll make a decision here in the next 24 hours, but Eddie Russ will be on.
Corey, what kind of challenges have been basically blowing up half the roster from last year, making this much change, and still being above 500? What kind of challenge is that?
The biggest challenge for me is just making sure the guy's mindset. Because I'm a firm believer, it's not so much about changing, it's how well can you teach them. And I think the coaches have done a phenomenal job to teach these guys. If they were able to do it at Syracuse, Notre Dame, and all those other schools, they can do it here. If they were able to do it in BC or Winnipeg, then they can do it here. Just make sure that they understand what the culture is here and what we're trying to achieve. Like I said, I wasn't last year, but these guys here this year, they want to win, and I think we picked a good group.
As far as the culture, what's the main thing you wanted to instill coming in?
The first thing is just win, and what I mean by that is, we have to sometimes go through some adversity and just make sure they have a winning attitude each and every day. Whether we come out with a loss or not, you still can't sit there and become a loser. One loss doesn't make you a loser, but I think the guys have got that fighting win mentality. That's one thing I'll tell you about this team.
Yesterday you called, I believe you called the Argo receivers the most athletic, one of the most athletic groups. So, what do you need your DBs to do this week?
The one thing about it is we have to be technicians with that group because they can run. And we have to make sure that, we use our footwork and we use our hands and we know how to close the plays out. I'm sure Jarius will throw a couple of deep balls. We got to just make sure we have the right technique to make sure that they don't come up with PIs, that they come up with pass breakups or interceptions.